There's some places in this world that are kind of like paradise on earth. And Hawaii, the islands of Hawaii, and here, Oahu, where I'm walking at, is paradise on earth. The sea is blue, the sky is blue, everything is just so wonderful, and all I can say is paradise on earth. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this episode, we are in Hawaii, and more specifically on the island of Oahu, and we are going to be visiting Waikiki, which is a really touristic area, which has really beautiful beaches, and at the same time a lot of stores and places to visit, and it's just generally a really beautiful place. And as you can tell, the sky is blue, the temperature is really wonderful, and it's kind of like being in heaven. So without any further ado, let's explore!
Waikiki, also known as Waikiki Beach, is a neighborhood of Honolulu on the south shore of the island of Oahu in the US state of Hawaii. The Hawaiian language name Waikiki means spouting fresh water for springs and streams that fed wetlands that once separated Waikiki from the interior. This area of Oahu is most famous for Waikiki Beach, which is one of 6 beaches in the district. This was the first capital of the Kingdom of Hawaii from 1795 to 1796.
One thing that I do appreciate right here in Waikiki is the fact that they have all these small little piers and also a lot of wave breakers. And the reason that they have these is obviously because, well, a lot of people that come here to this beach, well, they are tourists, so they're not trying to catch really big waves. But then if you are a surfer, you can go past those wave breakers and then you can also catch some waves. So there's the best of both worlds right here at Waikiki Beach. But as I did say, I am a tourist and I'm not used to really big waves, so having these kind of wave breakers is a really nice addition.
These breakwaters result in a shallow, calm lagoon-style beach that is ideal for families with children or even people trying to learn how to paddleboard or stand up on a surfboard. Even in non-breakwater areas, the ocean water around the Waikiki Beach is quite shallow. Past the breakwaters, the waves in this area can have some force, particularly on windy days. The surf is known for its long rolling break, making it ideal for longboarding, tandem surfing, and beginners. From the popular beaches, we can easily gaze at the Waikiki skyline, which is filled with high-rises and resort hotels.
Walking down Waikiki, there is something really special that maybe many people overlook. Well, it's the fact that we have really large trees all over the coast, and these trees are called the Indian banyan trees, which are the largest trees by surface in the whole world. And usually they're found in the Indian subcontinent, but somehow they are also right here in Hawaii, and they're really gorgeous trees. They look like they're part of a fairy tale. You can walk through them, around them. It's like going into a little fairy tale world, into a little secret world, and they're just beautiful, and they are so huge and mastodontic. And yeah, I felt like highlighting them because, well, nature is awesome, and here in Hawaii everything just looks so different.
The banyan tree is known for its unusual growth of its roots. The roots descend or sprout from the branches into aerial roots towards the ground where they form new trunks. This results in growth of many trunks around the main tree. Even though the banyans have come to be commonplace against the Hawaiian landscapes, the first banyan tree was brought to Hawaii in 1873. It was a gift from the missionaries of India. As for the name banyan, it denotes a fig that begins its life as a plant that grows on another plant, when its seed germinates in a crack or crevice of a host tree or edifice.
Oftentimes when you think of Hawaii, well, you think of just beaches and a lot of sand, but it is also a very modern city with a lot of tall buildings and even some little skyscrapers. They're not real skyscrapers, but they are pretty tall. And a lot of these buildings are actually hotels because we are in Waikiki, but I suppose that some people also do have some apartments and condos right in front of them. But yeah, if you're willing to rent out a hotel right here, spend a little bit more money, well, you can get the beautiful view of the sea and be here in the middle of Waikiki where all the fun happens.
One thing that is very prevalent in Waikiki is the enormous amount of ABC stores located pretty much everywhere. The convenience stores based in Honolulu operate 73 stores, 57 of which are located in the state of Hawaii, with the remaining locations in the Mariana Islands and Las Vegas. The stores sell convenience items such as groceries, as well as tourist items and souvenirs.
One thing that I really appreciate walking down the boardwalk of Waikiki is all the statues that are here on this boardwalk. And each statue is a little bit different. They either honor people who have deceased recently and have done some good to the Hawaiian culture, or even have to do with a lot of surfers that maybe passed away, but they maybe broke some records, or just, as I said, did some good to the Hawaiian culture. And at the same time, some of the statues even honor some fairy tales that are local to Hawaiian, fairy tales and stories that are told to all the children right here. And yeah, I really appreciate all this art because, well, when I'm walking down this boardwalk, well, I like to be entertained, and seeing all this art kind of makes it feel like an outdoor museum. And at the same time, there's a bunch of fountains too, and everything is water themed and makes it even more Hawaiian in my eyes.
On Kuhio Beach, a 9-foot bronze statue of Duke Kahanamoku welcomes people to Waikiki with open arms. He was instrumental in helping to spread the sport of surfing and the spirit of aloha around the world, which eventually earned him the nickname the father of modern surfing. Alongside the beach strip of Waikiki, there are other statues that represent different known figures, with often themes relating to water and surfing. One of the statues that really caught my eye was the one of Makua and Kila, which honors a local children's story about a surfer boy and a monk seal. Alongside these statues, there are also a couple of intricate fountains that really add a lot of charm to this area.
Wow, what a concept. This place is so gorgeous. They have an indoor-outdoor mall called the International Marketplace, which is so cool because they have so much nature and so many trees inside that mall that basically interact with the stairs, the stores, the architecture of this whole structure. And we as human beings, we need nature. So being able to intercombine nature with modern life of the city life, well, it is so ingenious. And here in Hawaii, they definitely did a good job of intercombining the sun coming through the trees and all this cool nature intercombining with the mall, and at the same time giving out this whole cool island vibe, and the fact that we're able to shop and dine and do all these things. It's just a magical place, and it's right here in Waikiki. So if you're ever here, don't miss out on this place.
International Marketplace is an open-air shopping center located in the heart of Waikiki. King William Charles Lunalilo, the first elected king in Hawaiian history, at one time owned the land where the International Marketplace is located, using it as a ground for his residence. It first opened in 1956 as a commercial, retail, and entertainment center. After closing for complete renovation in 2013, the International Marketplace reopened on August 25, 2016. Revenues from the International Marketplace directly support the Queen's Medical Center. The International Marketplace itself is owned by Taubman and Coastwood Capital Group and includes approximately 90 stores and 10 restaurants.
One thing that I truly like about Waikiki is the fact that you have the beach on one side, but then if you go a little bit further and just one street parallel, well, you are in a very commercial street and it becomes the center of the city. And I kind of compare this commercial street to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, since I am from California, where we see a ton of very expensive stores, but you also see some cheap stores too, but mostly expensive stuff, and a lot of very fancy hotels, and there's malls and a lot of places to eat and bars and all these things. But it is very pleasant to walk here, and when you come here at night, obviously the street becomes something else, and there's also a ton more lights and other things, but during the day it's also worth it. So yeah, whether you're willing to spend some money or not to spend some money, there's a ton of things to do in Waikiki.
Waikiki's main thoroughfare is Kalakaua Avenue, named after King Kalakaua, which houses most of the high-end hotels such as the Royal Hawaiian, Sheraton, Hyatt, Moana Surfrider Hotel, most of the luxury designer brand stores, and popular surf clothing brands such as Quicksilver, Billabong, and Volcom. Waikiki's other main thoroughfare, Kuhio Avenue, named after Prince Kuhio, is best known for its restaurants, cafes, and grocers, along with its clubs and nightlife. This street definitely has a big American city vibe with its modern architecture and is a must to visit while in this area.
Hawaii truly is a slice of heaven on earth, and Waikiki is kind of busy with a ton of people and a ton of tourists, so it's sometimes hard to find quiet places to shoot videos, but I found a quieter place that I thought would be a perfect place to actually end this video. I really hope that you guys loved going on this visit of Waikiki with me, and if you did enjoy it, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment too, let me know what other states, what other places you'd like me to visit. As you can tell, I'm not scared to travel. With that being said, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.